Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Fishing with Darren 53 on the YouTubes. I installed my Minnkota power drive a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed when I'm going down the road, it be bouncing a lot and everything, and I'm like, man, it's got to be a way to keep that from bouncing, probably messing up the transom or even just messing up the motor itself. But what I've come to find out, it was something on Amazon that I was able to purchase for that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So basically, if I'm going down the road without this being secured, it's just doing this. It's just bouncing up and down. And as you can see, it works on that transom. It's not really bad, but it's just the fact that I don't like it wobbling around like this as I'm going down the road. So I went on Amazon looking for something, and I found something that's called the I'm not sure. Let me see what it said. It is the trolling motor stabilizer adjustable aluminum rod. So basically, I got this here that we're going to be installing today to keep this mounted as we're going down the road. So y'all give me a few seconds and we're gonna get this baby set up and we're gonna get it installed. Okay, so the kit comes with a rod. I'm not sure how long this one is, but it also comes with a second smaller rod just in case you have to adjust it. Now keep in mind that these are cuttable. You can cut these down to size, and once you cut them down to size and everything, you can go ahead and mount it and it'll be at that position from now on. So basically how this works is it has a base. Let's turn this around. It has a base that slides off and slides on as well. And also once you get this mounted, and also you can actually mount it without this base as well too. You can mount it straight to the deal itself, but the main problem with that is if you mount this without the base that's included, you won't have a way of removing it once you're taking your trolling motor down. So the way this works is it slides on, and once you release your trolling motor, you can either leave that folded down or you can go ahead and slide it and take it off, and you just have the base sitting in spot. That way you won't have nothing tripping over you. It's kind of a slim mount and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and mount this baby, and we're gonna see what it's like. Alright. Also, it's adjustable. As you can see, you pull this pin here and it tilts up. You can lock into 7 different positions, as you can see. So tighten that in. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take this rod off and we're going to install this rod. I think we might be okay once we get this one installed. That way we don't have to do any cutting or anything like that. So let's get this baby off and let's get this baby installed. Basically what you do is just unscrew this from the holder. Take the bolt off. And by the way, this is an aluminum rod, so it would probably be very easy to cut. And also this here is a plastic nut, so be careful with that so you don't strip it out. And once you get that unscrewed, you take this off. Completely have to unscrew this because what is going on here, be careful not to lose your nut there. I think what I'm gonna do is put a small amount of super glue on here and mount it in there. That way that'll stay in once I take this pin out. Because what you have to do to get this off of here is remove this pin itself. That actually holds the head on. And once you put the pin in, it slides in between there to keep that from coming off. So, we got that off. Let's go ahead and put the nut on the shoulder rod. Alright, got the nut on the shoulder rod. And now let's go ahead and mount the rod into the base of the trolling motor stabilizer. Now, what we have to do now, we have to put the holder back on. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and put that back in through there. And as you see, it locks it on to where it won't slip off. Let's put the nut back in. Let's put the screw, tighten her back in, tighten it down. And you can also just tighten that up pretty good to where it's not moving around as much, but I don't think it's gonna matter. But as long as you have this with some super glue in it, and if you're moving around, excuse me, if you're moving around, this come unloose. This just happen to come unloose and wiggle out. At least you can find this within inside the boat. But I'm pretty sure you'll have a hard time finding this if it rolls up under something like that or whatever. But the good thing is it won't be out the boat. That's the main thing. So we're going to tighten that back down just a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and see if that's going to be a perfect fit. I think we're going to be all right with the size of that. And the way that you get to this, you just kind of pull the strap up, and it has a little notch here that it latches onto and everything. So, latches on, unlatches, and I think we're gonna be all right with the height. Yeah, we're gonna be all right just the way it is. So we're gonna mount it just like that. Then we'll strap it down, and then it'll be secure. I think what I am going to do is leave that mounted. We're gonna actually slide this base off. Slide that base off, and we're gonna pull that down just a little bit to give us a mounting space. I believe I have a marker in my bag, so let me go grab that and I'll be right back. Alright, we got us a marker, and we're gonna go ahead and mark the spot where the X is gonna stay. So hopefully that'll give us a, oh yeah, then we're gonna be able to get in there and get that marked up. If not, we're gonna have to get a pen. We're gonna have to mark it, but I think we might be all right. We're gonna see. Let's see. We might have to get us a pen. Give me one more second, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm glad y'all held on for a second, because I am back. I had to go grab a pen this time to see if we can get this marked. I think we're going to get it marked. If not, we're going to just get this baby, we're going to drill it down, and we're going to go from there. Either way it go, we're going to get it mounted today. I can guarantee you that. Okay. Alright, I see a little mark there. So we're going to color that one in. We're going to color that one in. Alright, let's just turn that baby up like that. And let's go ahead and get the screws out. Coming with some pretty long screws. I think what's going to end up happening, I have 3/4 inch plywood as the flooring, so we might be alright with the size. So let's see what we got. Ooh, I think that might be just going through the, yep, that's gonna go through the wood. So I am going to have to find some more screws. But what we are going to do though, we're still going to mount this baby. But what we're going to do, we're going to mount it. Then we're going to come back out and switch out the screws. I think I might have some shorter screws in there, but we're going to mount this baby right quick and we're going to see what we can get out of it. Alright, let's get that first screw mounted. And these are some long screws. Okay, got that first one. And let's go ahead and mount that on the base. We gotta make sure the base is mounted the right way too. So if we don't mount that base the right way, it won't be able to slide in there. So let's go ahead and pre-check that before we mount it. That's what we don't want to do. Alright, I believe we just need to turn it around and we'll check it to see. Alright, yep, okay. So slide from that direction. So doesn't really matter what side it slides to, as long as it slides. Okay, let's go ahead and get that one in. Let's move that one up and around. I'm gonna just go ahead and mount it just above the surface so we don't penetrate that wood or the boat. We don't want to put a hole in the boat, so we're just gonna mount it right here for a second. We're gonna mount this baby right here, right here. Okay, we got another starting point right here. Mount this. Why did that one go in so easy? The first one was like, I don't want to go in. The first one, I cannot go in. Okay, we got that one screwed in. Let's go ahead and screw this one in. Oops. I'm gonna just go below the surface. I don't want to go too far in because I have a good tip. All right, let's get this baby out the way for a second. All right, let's get this third screw in. Fourth screw in. We're gonna be in La La Land. All right. Uh-oh. Oh. I went through my boat. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't have did that. No, I didn't. I barely missed from getting into the wood. Getting into the plastic on the boat, so yeah. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me go see if I can find some shorter screws now. Okay, I found some shorter screws. So we're gonna get these screws up out of there because I almost drilled through the boat and that's not what I want to do. Hold that up for a second. That should be just, I don't know if that's gonna be perfect, look like. I will show you guys the damage I almost did with these long screws after I get this installed. Let's back them out. Put one in as we back them out. That way we won't lose. That way we won't lose the hole. Let me turn my drill down just in case it wants to torque too tight. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Ooh, y'all. I would have been hurt. I've been crying. If I was drilled through the boat, it almost did. And if it did, I'm going to have to just caulk it up. It won't be as bad. Get this last screw put in. Alright. We got that baby in without destroying the boat, hopefully. But we're going to look at this and see what happened. Okay. I barely, I think, didn't penetrate that hole or the boat. I don't think that's going all the way through. Doesn't feel like it's going all the way through, so we should be on the safe side. That one is very minimum damage on that. But dang it, I hate damaging my boat in any shape, form, or fashion, though. But okay, let's get back to the install and finish it out. Okay, as y'all can see, we got that baby installed. We're just gonna check it out and make sure it's gonna be in the right position for it to store the trolling motor handle once it's stored. Alright? Okay, let's detach this from the trolling motor handle. And let's go ahead, make sure this is secured in the base. It's secured in the base. We ain't gotta put too much tightening on it. But if it does come loose, we'll go ahead and address that as it comes up. But let's see which way we want to slide this on to get this on. Alright, let's see. Okay. Slide it on like that. And we can also just turn the head that way. Press that down and put that on, and boom. We're good. Tighten that down. If you don't want it moving as well, it's not gonna move. It's there. It's not gonna move now. One thing be popping up. Yeah, it's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. Well, I got that installed, everybody. So y'all tell me what you think about this install. You think it's worth it, or you think it's a nah? Because I'm thinking it's worth it, because in the end, even though it won't probably do much damage to the transom, but at least it'll keep it stable and from keep it bouncing up and down as I'm going across the water, or as I'm going to the, the lakes and everything. So that's the main thing about that. And it could save me from actually damaging the trolling motor. Just in case I don't store it all the way, it could be going down the road, and next thing you know, it's bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and come loose and flip on down, and who knows what could happen. But anyway, we got this installed, the trolling motor stabilizer for the Minnkota power drives. It'll probably work with any other trolling motor handles and things like that. But y'all leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think.